What's crack-a-lacking? It's your boy Broshmo, just in case you did not know so, and we're here for another off-season video for basically the Minnesota Vikings. We're going to do the free agency, we're going to do a 2020 mock draft. This is, if I were the GM, we're going to do the 2020 starting lineup, and this is by far the worst cap situation in all of the NFL, so you're welcome. But before we get into that, go ahead, become a bro, subscribe, leave a thumbs up if you enjoy the video. Combine's going on this week. I'm doing this on Monday when the combine starts, so I'm gonna be there's not gonna be as many videos this week as there has been, because I'm gonna be doing a lot of restructuring of my rankings. I'm gonna have a new mock draft, post combine mock draft, because that's kind of like the last big hurdle before the NFL draft. So I'm going to have a big board. I don't know if that's going to be 50 or 100 players out for you next week as well. But yeah, let's go ahead and let's get into this. If I didn't say it already, become a bro and subscribe. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoy the video. I deserve it after this video, because this sucks, dude. This is one of the worst cap situations in all of the NFL. It is absurd, to say the least. Like, it sucks. I'm doing this all on FanSpeak because, well, let's go ahead and let's take a gander, because it's easier. They got a really good cool way how it's set up here. It saves me a lot of time not having to Photoshop everything, and I mean, it's got a few bugs, a few things I disagree with, but for the most part, it's really good. And let's go ahead, let's dive in. Look at that cap, negative almost 14 million. So I'm gonna be handicapped. This is a terrible cap situation. So going through this, they got a lot of deals they can restructure. I don't think they can restructure a lot realistically, like between Hunter, Diggs, Thielen, and Barr. I don't think they'll be able to restructure those. But they do have one that I think is very that they can work with, and that's Josh Klein. So I went ahead, restructured his. As far as the releases, I only released 3 guys. Everson Griffin, because Ifedi, was it Odenigbo? I think I said that right. He went off last year, so I think he could come in now, not in a rotation role, and he could succeed a whole lot. The other guy I released was Linval Joseph, which kind of hurts. I love him, but I think they kind of found the heir apparent there in Amon Watts out of Akron last year, so I think he will take their role. And Xavier Rhodes, just for obvious reasons. Now, you might be like, why not Riley Reef? Because, you know what? He played pretty well last year. He only allowed 6 sacks, and 9 penalties. It's not the greatest in numbers, you know, but he only allowed 30 pressures, which isn't terrible for your starting left tackle. So he played much better than at least what a lot of people expected of him. And I think there's other holes. If in my opinion, if you bring in an offensive tackle out of the draft, they're not going to be like, you're going to get similar production as you got with Reef. I'm just saying, you're probably going to get similar production. So I'd rather keep Reef, address somewhere else, especially like that offensive line, because Pat Elflein, he ain't it. He ain't it at left guard. He ain't it. So that's all I did with as far as the my release moves. So that gets us to almost 21 million. So let's just go ahead. Let's move on with our lives. And when it comes to re-signing, I only re-signed 2 people. And I don't actually, right here, Jaron Curse, because Anthony Harris is going to get paid big money. There's no way that they could keep him. So they could actually keep Curse here on a pretty decent deal. I went with Trying to do the math in my head real quick. So it was like I went with a little over 2 million per year on a 3-year deal because he played pretty decent. You guys see about 70 to 80% of that guaranteed. So I re-signed him, and then I went with Mackenzie Alexander, which I don't think it'll let me because they think he's gonna get like close to like 8 million in here, which I have my reservations for about. But I went with a little over. I went with 4.5 million. Like here, you're gonna see decline rejected, but I think realistically that's what he's gonna get. That's what I think over the cap has him at. So I'm bringing back Mackenzie Alexander. I'm bringing back Duran Curse to be. So he played very well last year in a limited role, so I'm bringing him back to be my free safety next to Harrison Smith. And I mean that still leaves a huge hole because like, I mean the secondary for Vikings was terrible. Trey Waynes is gone. Rhodes is gone. We got basically Mike Hughes, Holton Hill if you want. Chris Boyd, I don't know if he's much more than a special teams guy. So a lot of this is going to be done really through the draft. So let's just get to it. And looking at the draft, wow. Josh Jones here. That's wild. But like I said, I'm only looking for 1 or 2 position, like right off the bat. And it's going to be, I mean, I feel like you have to address corner. It just needs to be done. I think Gladney is going to have a banger of a, oh man, y'all are going to kill me for passing on Josh Jones. But like I said, we have Riley Reef. Be like, well, Josh Jones is better. He's a rookie. He's going to pump out about the same production as you would have got from Riley Reef. In my opinion, he might have a breakout year, but chances are it's not going to happen that way. So I'd rather go grab a corner because the secondary is awful. It's terrible. So I'm going to go Gladney. I like athletically, he's a freak. You go CJ Anderson here. He's a freak athlete too, but Gladney's just been kind of shut down. And he's flying up a lot of guys' boards. So we went ahead and did that. Ooh, whoops. I accidentally clicked something. Oh. I actually opened my Streamlabs. Here. Close window. All right, so all right, there we go. All right, here we are back for our next pick. Prince Tango want to go high. I don't know if you're gonna go that high, my friend. All right, so you got Tyler Biotish here. It's not bad. Caesar, you got boy Caesar here. Caesar. But Natane Moody, dude, honestly, I think when it's all said and done after this week, because he should be able to participate in the combine, he might fall in the first round. I think you get Moody, you get a guy that he's going to be a stud on the inside, and he does have versatility to play on the outside. I'm just saying. So I think we got immediate starters right there. Kind of because of a lack of, actual depth on the team, but I think we got good starters there. Just gonna put that in, taking a look at how all this falls. Now I kind of wanna, this kind of leaves us to what, we could get best available, which is kind of what you want to do in the draft anyway, but you do want to address areas of need. And I still feel like I wouldn't mind going defensive line. Jason Strowbridge ain't a bad option here. I don't know if he'll go this high though. Let's go. Let's just take a look who's available. Akeem Davis, Gaither would be an awesome pick. I love Khalid Kareem. I mean, I won't mind just continually attacking or addressing the secondary. Jalen Hurts might be he's just off my board right now. Like if I was picking for the Ravens, I'd be more willing because it's kind of already, the offense is already kind of tailor made to something similar that Jalen Hurts would run. I'm much more willing. I'm more willing to eye guys right here: Gordon, Huntley, McDonald, and Stanley. So let's take a look. Ooh, Duggar ain't a bad option. So it's Troy Pride Jr. I mean, double dipping in corners, not bad with how bad the secondary is. And Jason Strowbridge, I think it's a little high for him. I think I'm going to go Duggar. Because I think you have to address that secondary. Troy Pride Jr. is a close second, but sorry, my guy. The secondary is just that bad. So honestly, for the Vikings, a lot's going to look the same just because of how limited they are with what they can do with their cap space, you know? But I really like those first 3 picks. Yeah, Strowbridge is already gone. Jack Driscoll. Actually, honestly, well, Throckmorton, I think he's gonna be an inside guy. Never gonna want to play him, especially at left tackle. All right, it's our pick. I'm looking at Driscoll. There's a lot of interesting guys here for this pick. Take a look at the corner position. Luke Barku, man, he's a guy that he looks like a Mike Zimmer guy just from the eyeball test, you know, physically. But he is a developmental prospect. A defensive interior. No lie. Laurel Merchant, not bad. This is a guy that's played for the most part out of position there at NC State, forcing him to play on the edge. And I won't mind grabbing another guy that could be like kind of a rotation. So I mean, yeah, there's a lot of receivers, but I don't think receivers like that big of a need for the Vikings. They got 2 great ones. And they got a couple of solid ones on the back, right at that depth on the depth chart. All right, so this is what we're gonna do here. Take a look. Barku, very, very high on my board. I think he's the more pressing need, so we're gonna go with him there, and then maybe I'll like go back to the defensive line. Maybe even, oh, do we got a pick? I'm going Driscoll. I wouldn't mind developing a guy right now. Like, I know I was talking about my boy Murchison here, but Phew. Take a look at quarterbacks real quick. We look like we're still all right. Really just depends. Do I want Gordon or do I want McDonald? Because honestly, that's kind of what I'm debating about in my mind. And I love the upside of McDonald. You know what? I'm going to go Gordon. I'm going to go Driscoll. That was tough. That was intense. So, probably going to see the quarterback I want just go. Like, Gordon would be nice, but you know, McDonald, I'm totally okay with McDonald's. I think we will have to get him with the next pick, though. Shame, missed out on who I wanted with the interior, but that's okay. It's the thing about the NFL draft, you ain't gonna get everything you want. Throckmorton ain't going that late, man. People are crazy. He had a really bad Senior Bowl. He doesn't play left tackle. That was the first time he ever took snaps at left tackle. The guy, he looks like he's gonna translate to be a guard at the next level, and you throw him at left tackle there in the Senior Bowl just because you're low, or like you don't have players that can play that there at the Senior Bowl. You're like, oh, everyone else has opted out. Oh, Throckmorton, come help us out. Like, man, throw away that week, man. You're gonna try to cost that man his money. All right, we're going with Cole McDonald. I really like this draft. This has been a very solid draft for the Vikings. Oh, next pick, I kind of want to get a guy that really rush off the edge, kind of be similar to what Odenigbo was, and I think Alawale Bediku is that guy. I know I've been talking about the interior, but it's not like it's in the worst situation. I don't think it is. Watts, they got Shamar Steven, who's all right. And look, we're back here. And a guy like Landers, even McTelvin, Gim, man, damn, sign me up. Totally okay with that. I think this has been a stellar draft. I think we knocked it out of the park. I'm very satisfied. Very satisfied. Oh, and we got another pick. Like, what more can we do? What more do we want? Like, Blackman's always, I don't think he's gonna be left there though in the second. Linebacker, but none of them really jump off the board for me, you know. Same goes for any of the tier positions. Could grab another running back, but they already got that. So I'm gonna go Joe Reed because he offers a lot from special teams value. Yo, they got back-to-back. You're playing. What more do we want? You know what? Like, honestly, Bernard, Bailey, these are two fine options late. I'm gonna go with Bailey just because he's younger. Bernard's kind of an older guy. So, I mean, we kind of hit everything at the draft, you know? Like, looking at Jeff Gladney, Luke Barku. So, you got some guys you can develop there in the secondary because, let's be honest, secondary is not looking great. Kyle Duggar comes in and helps that. So addressing that with 3 of the first 4 picks, I think is solid. And Tay Moody, I think, is an immediate improvement on the offensive line. Driscoll is a guy we can develop. McDonald's a guy we can develop in just case, worst case scenario. Kirk Cousins, Tata. And then we just got some guys we could develop there for the defense. And then Joe Reed comes in, provides some good depth at receiver. If anything, a great special teamer. So let's go ahead. Let's take a gander at what the starting lineup will look like for the for your Minnesota Vikings. All right, so on offense, we got Kirk Cousins, Dalvin Cook, we got Thielen, Diggs, and then I included 2 tight ends because that's, again, majority of the time they ran 2 tight end sets. So that and Irv Smith could kind of play in the slot. He's kind of flexible that way. So Rudolph, Smith. The offensive line is the same from last year. Outside of we upgraded Elfline to Moody because Moody is a monster. He is a monster. So onto the defense. Defense, I think, is going to be kind of in this weird area to where it's rebuilding. We got Hunter. Odenigbo is now stepping into a starting role. Keep in mind we do have a few guys behind them that can rotate in. Watts, Shamar Steven, there on the interior. Kendricks, Barr, they returned, but the secondary is kind of like a hope and pray. I think they got good talent with Gladney, but Mike Hughes, hopefully, I know he had a few really bad games, but maybe he could develop to much better this year. But keep in mind, we got Barku there to develop, and then Mackenzie Alexander provides some stability there at the slot. And then we got Jerron Curse, maybe Kyle Duggar, who knows. If anything, Harrison Smith, Kyle Duggar is the heir apparent to that. So is this team a playoff team? I think they're good enough to be a playoff team, a fringe playoff team. I mean, for the most part, they're bringing back a very similar team with a defense that's kind of in transition. But that's it for the video. Go ahead and do the YouTube thing. It's always much appreciated, much obliged. And as always, till next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.